Hey guys, what's up and welcome to a new Tesla update video and the market itself. And what a day, ladies and gentlemen. My goodness, what an absolute bloodbath of a day. So let's just go over the market, see what happened. And yeah, it is what it is. Let's check it out. If you guys enjoy the video, as usual, don't forget to hit that like button. It does help a lot. But yeah, let's just jump into it. So Tesla, the market's about to close in just over a minute and a half, but Tesla ending the day down pretty much 4%. Putting us at around $292 compared to the market. Actually, Tesla's actually not doing that bad, to be completely honest with you. I mean, Apple's down almost 6%. You have like AMD and NVIDIA down almost 10%. SPY's down over 4%. QQQ is down 5.5%. For Tesla to only be down just under 4%, it's not that bad. It's actually surprisingly not that bad. And like I said, the first level that I mentioned yesterday, pretty much playing out to the T, absolute perfection, is that 290 level. We pretty much bounced exactly off of 290. We held this support that I talked about, the Fibonacci being the 318, and also the breakout of the red line, holding that. Again, if this fell, the next level would have been pretty much right here today, which I thought would happen mainly because of how red the market is. The fact that Tesla is not coming down here, is interesting. I will say it's interesting. I mean, is just showing a lot of strength? Is it maybe just, maybe there's just that much strength in Tesla? It's hard to say. Sometimes Tesla, again, I hate to always sound like a bear, but I'm going to tell you guys the facts. It is what it is, right? I have noticed in the past that sometimes Tesla lags behind the market. So if the market has a massive plummet and Tesla kind of shows strength, it tends to do that for like a day or two, and then it really follows the market, like even more so. Sometimes that does happen. So just, take it as you will, right? Grain of caution. Again, nothing I say in this video is financial advice, so take it as you will. But let's just essentially jump right into it. So yeah, pretty much, guys, essentially, what I said yesterday happened. We had CPI this morning. Unfortunately, came in higher than expected by about 0.2 or 0.3% higher than expected, that's just not good, right? Because ideally, everyone wants to see the fact that inflation has peaked, because last report showed that, it might have peaked. And this one completely threw it out out of the window. It said that, yeah, you know what? Never mind. Absolutely not. So that's not good. Let's just say that is just not a good, right? That's not what you want to see. That obviously gives the Fed more room to want to raise rates. Pretty much 75 now is baked in. And they're saying that there's even a decent chance of a full basis point, like a full percent hike, which isn't good, right? That's not obviously ideal. So, that's pretty much why the market is just cratering off, just absolutely plummeting to Earth's core today, right? But again, Tesla not doing that bad. So pretty much, as I said, we did bounce off the 290, which is exactly this line. Could have definitely still went down to this 285, but the fact that 290 held is good. Is good. It sounds weird to say, when you're following this aggressively, but if let's just say this. Again, I have always said this, and I will continue saying this. I am still overall net bearish. I still ultimately think the market, especially the second half of September, we are going to, fall pretty aggressively. And then the second half of October, I think we're going to fall even lower, right? I still think that'll happen. That has not changed whatsoever. And I think sometime in November is when maybe we can start maybe rallying somewhat upwards. But until then, I think it's not looking too hot. However, with that being said and done, again, if you're looking to trade and maybe make some moves, obviously after today's movement, if there is a place to bounce, it is going to be around here. You can see, some nice support around this area as well for the QQQ, the SPY, some nice support around this area, also bouncing off this kind of red line you can see over here that I have, right? So if there is a spot to bounce, and same with Tesla, it is right here. The biggest question is that how big this bounce will be, right? Is this going to be a bounce where we maybe even, like I talked about earlier, come up all the way to 312? I still don't think that's completely out of the picture, at least for Tesla. It's not out of the picture. But it's looking slightly less likely, mainly because the CPI just came in so bad. It was quite bad. To be completely honest with you, there's nothing good about that. It was just pretty much bad on every single angle you can ask for, right? Just not good at all. So that's making me, wonder a little bit. The only thing I could potentially think of is the fact that if we do rally to 312, it'll just be like a disgusting bull trap, like a huge bull trap, making people think like, oh, it was priced in, guys. It was priced in. We're good. This is the bottom's in. We're chilling. And I just think it'll be just a disgusting bull trap, right? So that is still possible. I personally don't think 325 is really as much in the picture anymore. I think at this point, best case scenario is 312 for a bull case. Short term, again, I want to make this very clear, short term, like literally just this week even, right? So we'll see what happens, right? But I do think that, there's a decent chance that we get a small bounce from here for maybe a day or two at least, up until maybe like Thursday-ish, give or take. And the first level I'll personally be looking at is going to be roughly a gap fill to pretty much 300. Actually, well, technically the gap was at 304, but I would pretty much expect a potential run up somewhere around to this little kind of rectangular box. If we're lucky, maybe it'll even gap fill, but I think it won't. I think it'll actually be short of a gap fill, and I think we'll probably enter this box and pretty much get rejected at 300 if there is any bounce at all, which I think there is an okay chance, like maybe like a 60% chance roughly that there is a bounce here. I did enter one bullish position. I did mention how if we drop to 390, I will be selling a put. That's exactly what I did, a cash secured put for 390, or sorry, 290 for this week. Worst case scenario, I buy shares of Tesla at 290, being a cost average of around 286 roughly. Not a huge deal. If that happens, I'll just be selling very long duration calls against them. I don't really care that much. It's not a huge deal. Even if that were to happen, I'm still like 80% cash, right? Maybe even more. So that's not a big deal. However, like I did mention yesterday, if there's a place to bounce, this is the area to bounce, right? This is the area to bounce. And it's not that bad for Tesla. The SPY I will admit, definitely showing a little bit of, weakness here, a lot more than I thought. It's potentially, decent area to bounce around this level as well, 0.786. I'm not gonna lie, it's a little shaky. It's not really, the best level of the Fibonacci level to bounce off of, but it's still technically a level that's, okay-ish to bounce. I just don't think this bounce will be anything crazy. I think ultimately pretty much what we might be setting up is just a bear flag. If there is a bounce, though I will admit the spine, like the market itself, looks actually quite bad. It's just not looking that great, and Tesla's actually not looking anywhere near as bad as they do. So that's kind of what I'm thinking as well. But again, if there's a place to bounce, this is going to be the spot to bounce. Taking a quick look at the major indices, indicators, we're still above the EMA, 21 EMA. That's great. Pretty much bouncing right off the white line of the Bollinger Band, which is fine. Nothing wrong with that at all. Still well above the 50 moving average. Again, the 200 pretty much got slapped by it today. We didn't get the several day closure, like I said, by Wednesday over the 200. That did not happen. We are below the 5, but still above the 10. So Tesla still not looking horrible compared to the market itself. If you look at the market, like for instance, the SPY, it's like well below its moving average, the short term especially as well. So it's just looking quite bearish. However, Tesla looking, showing some decent strength, and that maybe, maybe it's fine. Maybe it's really not that bad. So it's hard to get like a really accurate prediction, but my current prediction for the next couple of days is that there is a pretty okay chance that we get a bounce somewhere to maybe around 300 for Tesla, and for the market itself at this point, I mean SPY probably to like back to like 400 or something like that, in all honesty, right? Maybe if we're lucky, like best case scenario is 408. I wouldn't put my money on it personally, but wouldn't be surprised to see SPY back up to like 400, QQQ back up to 300, and then probably get rejected, and then probably get slapped back down, which would pretty much line up with Tesla going back to 300, also getting slapped back down, probably setting up some form of bear flag, and then I think late this week to early next week, somewhere around the time frame of that, I think is where like the actual like the big drop is going to really start happening. Even though this was a big drop, this was just in one day, but I'm talking about like a multi-day, like potentially like a full week almost of just pain, if you will, maybe 2 weeks even, right? That's kind of what I'm expecting at the moment. The volume increase as well and the selling pressure. And like I said earlier, or I guess yesterday's video, when you see idiotic comments like this, guys, I'm telling you right now, I don't want to, be too mean about it, but when I see these kind of comments, it's just hard for me not to put people in their place, because it's just so stupid. It's just extremely stupid when you see these kind of comments. So, whenever you see these kind of sentiments, whenever you see multi-day rallies and you just see these, like, just these stupid comments of people saying like, oh, it's going to go to, all-time highs, and, the lows are in, guys, all-time highs, here we come, we'll just, it's green from here. Careful, just be really careful when you see those kind of comments, because yeah, it's just, I don't know, it's just, I don't get how people think that. It's really strange to me. But whenever I do see those comments, especially after multi-green rallies, like I said, the top is probably very, very close. Clearly that was the case here. It is what it is. It is what it is, right? We're here to make money, not to make friends, right? And that's just the truth, and that's just the nature of it, right? So that's kind of what I see, guys. That's pretty much what I'm expecting. Again, to reiterate very quickly, I expect a potential short-term rally, literally for a couple of days at most, honestly. Probably set up some form of bear flag or something like that. Probably get rejected at Tesla 300, SPY 400, QQQ 300, somewhere along the lines of that. And then ultimately, I think the next leg lower is going to happen. So yeah, that's what I'm seeing, guys. Let me know what you think down below. An absolutely bloodbath of a day. I have exited my SPY puts. Like I mentioned, I did exit them a little bit early. Didn't think we'd fall this hard. I mean, this is insane. I really thought we'd exit around, we'd maybe hold 400. So I exited actually my puts at 400. Still obviously made some nice profit. The one I entered yesterday was up 70%. You know, I'll take it, right? It's not that bad at all. I'm not complaining whatsoever. Didn't think we'd drop this low. I mean, this is quite the drop, I will say. I really thought we would have held around the 400-ish area. Similar to like what Tesla did. SPY should have played like Tesla, because Tesla held the way I thought it would. SPY showed a lot more weakness than Tesla. Like the fact that SPY is down a higher percent than Tesla is like weird. But you know, again, sometimes Tesla is a lagging, not indicator, but it lags the market. So take that as you will, guys. Even though Tesla showed fantastic strength today, sometimes this does happen and it cashes up a couple of days later. Is what it is. Take that as you will. Follow that. Don't follow that. You can get mad if you want in the comments below. Could not care less. But it is what it is. I'm here to just tell you guys exactly what I think. The facts, whether it hurts you or it doesn't hurt you, makes you sad, makes you mad, honestly couldn't care. I'm here to help people that actually want to learn, that actually want to trade, and that actually care about just the, you know, the straight no bullshit facts. Well, not facts, I guess, but you know what I mean. Anyways, that's not the point. The point is that's what I'm predicting. So far, we had a pretty good prediction of this move over here. Pretty much nailed it on the points, exactly where it should be, which is great. So yeah, let me know what you guys think down below. See you tomorrow. Peace.